All right. How's it going, eh? Coming to you from the land where the unemployed get richer and the working get poorer. All right. So, since a great charitable organization such as UNICEF has not got into the oil pump business, um, you're stuck with Melling and they don't make oil pumps for free. So this is what we got going on here. This is probably going to make some people cringe, maybe lose a little hair, maybe not sleep very well at night, but this is what I'm doing. So I went to pull her apart and screw with the relief valve. Now, if you look, some people shim them. I just drill another hole. So the top hole is the factory one. The bottom hole is the Wild Rose one, the Give Her All Away one. So what this does, there's a lot of misconceptions. All that is a relief valve. So people would be like, oh, you're going to have so much oil pressure at idle. No, it will not affect idle, because at idle you are not on the relief valve. Let's say the factory relief valve is 40 pounds. It might be idling cold. It might hit the relief valve. So now let's say it's going to be 60, 70 pounds. But when it's hot idle, it's not on the relief valve. A lot of time the motor's running, it's on the relief valve. So it's only going to pick up pressure when the RPMs are up there. So let's say this thing spins 6,500 RPM. Factory pump would max out, let's say, 40 pounds. Now, just guessing by about 3/8 of an inch, I bet you she'll max out at about 65, 70 pounds. So that's good, 10 psi of oil pressure per 1,000 RPM is more than you need, and that's what we like. So, but I've done this multiple times. On this old friggin' Mopar, I went to take the plunger out, which is here, the cap. This sits behind the cotter pin. So I go to do that, and the sucker won't come out. So I tap it with a hammer a little bit. It goes down, but it stays down. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, now it's going to be, way too much oil pressure. So I give her some heat. Doesn't come. I put some acetone and ATF down her. Still doesn't come. So what I had to do is I had to drill a pilot hole in the cap, and I took this dirty old wood screw and I screwed it in there. Then I put the wood screw in the vise, and then I smacked the friggin' pump down with a hammer, and she came loose. Oh, did I say pump? Sorry, some guys call them mini bike superchargers these days. So, yeah. So what I did, thing's paper friggin' thin, and I'm sure I'd blow a hole in it with MIG, and I have a TIG machine, but I don't have anything for it. So I got the old bronze brazing rod out and just used a B-tank, and I brazed the little hole shut, and then I sanded her down nice and smooth. So yeah, I cleaned this pump all up. I put a nice stitch there. It'd probably be okay, but it's still a pipe thread, so I put a stitch there, and it ain't gonna go anywhere. And yeah, now that we got to get rockers and studs and everything for this motor, we're going over our welfare budget here. So decided to try and save a few bucks by doing this, and it's gonna work. But a guy's time's worth something, about 50 cents an hour. So instead of buying a pump for $100, this is the route I went. So cleaned it up all real well. Now I'll just put her back together. Some guys pack their pumps full of Vaseline. I'm just going to put some old Richard Petty number 43 in it, like I do on everything, and it'll be good. And there's very little wear on this pump. Very little. So it should work good. Sometimes you gotta screw with the cock you got, and that's what we're doing here. So anyhow, It was quite frustrating when this cap wouldn't come out, but I got her out and then I remedied the problem. So I'm going to put her back together now and we should be golden. Alright, keep your stick on the ice. Till next time, eh?